Life process. Man is walking, dog is barking loudly on the street are some of the example of activities of living beings. There are some process in the living beings which go on continuously even if they are in sleep. Example heartbeat, breathing, etc. Plants also perform such activities of life. They grow over time. We know that they are alive. Growth of plants and animals is slow process and is not visible on the daily basis, but it provides a concrete proof that the organism is living. Viruses do not show any molecular movements. Still, there is controversy about whether they are truly alive or not. Why? A molecular movements treated for life. Why? Organisms have well organized structure. If the organization is breakdown, the organism will not longer remain alive. So living creatures must keep repairing and maintaining their structures. All the organisms perform some basic functions to keep themselves. The basic functions performed by living organisms to maintain their life on this earth are called life process. The base of life process common to all the living organisms: nutrition, respiration, transport and excretion, control and coordinations, growth, movements and reproduction. The process of nutrients involve the taking of food inside the body and converting it into a smaller molecules which can be absorbed by the body. Respiration is the process which releases energy from the food absorbed by the body. Transport is the process in which a substances absorbed are made in one part of the body is moved other part of the body. Excretion is the process in which the waste materials produce the cells by the body and removed from the body. What are the life processes? These are the maintenance functions which occur whether they are living organism or in motion or in rest. The internal organs have to be in functions. In all living organisms, energy is needed to prevent damage or breakdown. Energy is inevitable which comes from the outside the body of the individual organisms. So there must be a process to transfer a source of energy from outside the body of organisms, which is commonly called food, to the inside. This process is called nutrition. The growth of body organisms needs additional raw materials. Life on the earth is based on carbon dioxide molecules. Most of the food sources are also called carbon based. As the carbon based are completely, the organism will use the different kind of nutritional process. The outside source of energy could be quite varied since the environment is not under the control of the individual organisms. This source of energy therefore needed to be break down or build up in the body and must be finally converted to a uniform source of energy that can be used for various molecular movements need for maintaining a living structure. For this, a series of chemical reactions in the body will be necessary. The process of acquiring oxygen from outside the body and to use or other similar agents in the process of breakdown of food source for cellular need is called respirations. In the case of single cell organism, no specific organs is therefore taking in food. Exchanging of gases or removal of waste may be needed. Become the entire surface of the organism is to contact with the environment. When the body size of organisms increase, the body design become more complex. In much cellular organism, all the cells may not be in direct contact with the surrounding environment. The simple diffusion will not meet the requirement of all the cells. When chemical reactions use the carbon source and the oxygen available, they create byproducts that are not only useless of the cells of the body but could even be harmful. The waste byproducts therefore need to be removed from the body and discarded outside by a process that we call excretion. The multicellular organism, the excrete system is complex. The transportation system transports waste away from the cell to the excretory tissues. All living organisms perform some basic function or process in order to remain alive. They are respiration, sensitivity, nutrition, reproduction, movements, growth and excretion. These processes which keep the living organism alive and perform the job of body maintenance are called life process. Respiration. It is a complex process involving gaseous exchanging and breakdown of simple food in order to release energy for carrying out various life processes. Sensitivity. It is the awareness of changing the environments. Example, the Mimosa pudica leaf of touch me not, found on being touched, you move your hand away from a hot object. Nutrition. It is the process of intake and utilization of food by an organism in various life processes. Reproduction. It is the process of multiplying in the number of producing the next generation or offspring for existing organs, thus carrying on their genes and ensuring continuations of the species. Movements. It is the most important thing to decide whether something is alive. Animals move from one place to another or they move their body part. Plant can only move part of their body such as leaves, flowers, shoots and roots. These parts move in the response to stimuli. Example, flower heads of sunflower moves in the direction of sun. Growth, it is the process of ongoing increasing the size, growing from the baby to an adult or seedling to tree. Excretion, it is the process of removal of toxic waste from the body of organisms. Nutrition. Every organism requires energy for life process. The energy is released from the food that organism eat. Nutrition, the process of intake and utilization of nutrients, food by an organism in various life processes. The substances that is needed to keep them living is called nutrients. Organic nutrients, carbohydrate, proteins and fats. Inorganic nutrients, water, carbon dioxide, minerals. Green plants get their nutrients from the soil and atmosphere. Various organisms live in different environmental conditions and they have different methods of obtaining nutrients for the environment. The method of obtaining food by the organism is called mode of nutrients. Depending on the mode of nutrients, all the organisms can be classified into two major groups, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs synthesize their own food depending on the source of solar system. Photoautotrophs, energy from the light, example green plants. Chemoautotrophs, energy from the chemical reaction, example some bacteria. Heterotrophs, depending on the organism for food, depend on how they obtain food: saprophyte, parasite, and holozoite. Saprophyte derive the nutrients from decaying matter. Example, mushrooms. Parasite derive nutrients from the living host. Example, tapeworm. Holozoite take place organic food in body and them design and absorb and assimilated it. Example, man. Autotrophic nutrients. In Greek, auto means self and trop means nutrients. Hence, autotrophic nutrients is a mode of nutrients in which organisms prepare their own food from simple inorganic raw material present in the surroundings. Organisms which can make their own organic food from the inorganic raw materials and remain independent to obtain external source of organic compounds are called autotrophs. All green plants are autotrophs. Non-green plants are however not autotrophs. Certain bacteria called autotrophic bacteria are also autotrophs. The autotrophic organisms contain the green pigments called chlorophyll, which is capable of trapping sunlight energy. This trapping sunlight energy is utilized by the autotrophs to make food by combining inorganic materials like carbon dioxide and water present in the environment by the process of photosynthesis. The autotrophs make their own food by photosynthesis, so autotrophs are the producer of food. Autotrophic nutrients are two types: chemoautotrophs and photoautotrophs. First one, chemoautotrophic nutrients. In this autotrophic nutrients, the energy consumed in synthesis of nutrients is obtained from the oxidation of hydrogen gas, ammonia, methane, hydrogen sulfide, nitrite, etc. Certain bacteria like sulfur bacteria, nitrate bacteria are chemoautotrophs. Chemoautotrophs differ from the photoautotrophs because they use chemicals from the inorganic chemical reactions rather than sunlight as their source of energy producing organic materials. Certain type of bacteria are chemoautotrophs. For example, there are chemoautotrophic bacteria at deep sea hydrothermal vents where there is no sunlight. These bacteria support the entire food web at these great oceans depend through the chemosynthesis, since photosynthesis cannot occur due to the lack of sunlight. Photoautotrophic nutrients. In the autotroph nutrients, the solar energy trapped from sun rays with the help of chlorophyll is used in the synthesis of nutrients. This exhibit by all chlorophyll bearing organism. Example, green plants. Heterotrophic nutrients. In Greek, hetero means other and trop means nutrients. Hence, heterotrophic nutrients is a mode of nutrient which organism cannot synthesize its own food and depends on energy obtained from the intake and digestion of organic substances preparing by autotrophs and other organic sources. This organism which cannot make their food from inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water and dependent on other organisms for their food are called heterotrophs. Example, man, dog, cow, non-green plants. Animals are heterotrophs by depending on the plants, other animals for their food. Heterotrophs can be obtained food from the organism in three ways: saprophytic nutrients, parasitic nutrients, holozoic nutrients. Saprophytic nutrients, the term sapro means routine and phyte means to eat. Hence, the saprophytic nutrients is a mode of heterotrophic nutrient in which organism derive nutrients from death and decay organic matters. For rotten leaves, dead animals, etc. These absorb through the body surface organic fluid formed due to the putrefaction of dead organism. Saprobionts usually themselves pour out certain enzyme which hydrolyze the complex molecule of putrefied food and helps in absorption. Example, some fungi and bacteria. Organism having the saprophytic mode of nutrition is called as a saprophyte: yeast, mucor, mushroom and bacteria. Saprophyte breakdown of complex organic molecules present the decaying matters and converted into the simpler substances outside their body with the help of enzyme. These simpler substances are the absorbed. Parasitic nutrients. The term para means other. Hence, parasitic nutrition is a mode of heterotrophic nutrients in which an organism parasite derived its food from the body of another living organism without killing it. A parasite is the organism which derived in a food from the body of another living organism called its host. The host is not benefited by a parasite. A host can be a plant or animal. Most diseases which can affect a man, crops and domestic animals are caused by the parasite. Example, Plasmodium, Ascaris, leeches, tapeworm and lice. Plants like Cuscuta and Cassia are also parasites. Holozoic nutrients. This literally means feeding like an animal. Holozoic nutrients is a mode of holotropic nutrients in which an organism take a complex organic food material into its body by process of ingestions, which is then digestions absorbed by the assimilated in the body cells of an organism. Organism can be split into three subgroups: herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Herbivores ingest autotrophs. Example are cattle and sheep, which are also known as ruminants. Carnivores eat their heterotrophs. Example are cats and dogs. Omnivores eat both autotrophs and heterotrophs. Example, the human beings. A difference between autotrophs and heterotrophic organisms. Autotrophic organism synthesize their own food materials. Heterotrophic organism depending on other organism for their food. Autotrophic nutrients use carbon dioxide as a source of carbon for growth and developments. Heterotrophic nutrient use of organic substances to get their carbon for growth and developments. Autotrophic nutrients convert the inorganic carbon dioxide and water into the organic sugar glucose. The heterotrophic nutrients required nutrient is already produced organic forms. Autotrophic nutrients they are produced in the food webs. Heterotrophic nutrients there are the consumers in the food web. Autotrophs motility not required due to autotrophy mode of nutrients. Example are green plants. Heterotrophic nutrients main reason for motility is to obtain, for example, animals and non-green plants. There. Nutrition in green plants. Green plants are autotrophs in the sense that they synthesize their own organic food from inorganic raw materials. This is done by the process of photosynthesis. In Greek, photon means light and synthesis means to make. Hence, this process of photosynthesis can be defined as the synthesis of organic food from inorganic raw materials using light energy by the green plants. The reaction can be represented by the equations 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6CO2. The process of photosynthesis takes place only in green plants because the light energy can be trapped only by the green pigments, chlorophylls. Photosynthesis is the most important process in nature as it provides food supply for the biological world and purify the atmosphere by consuming carbon dioxide and giving out of oxygen. The site of photosynthesis. The site of photosynthesis in the cells of the leaf are green colored plastids called as a chloroplast. Chloro means color, plast means livings. Chloroplasts are organelles in the cells of green plants which contain in green pigments chlorophyll that gives green color to the plants. The chloroplasts are discoid or biconcave, convex, lens shape and measure about 4 to 6 micrometer in diameter. A cell may contain 100 or more chloroplasts in it and the leaf may contain thousands. The chloroplast or the green plastids are discoid shaped organelles present in the cytoplasm of the mesophyll cell. Each chloroplast is double membrane bounded structure which is filled with a colorless matrix called as a stroma. Embedded in the stroma is a system of lamella or flattened thylakoids that are arranged in the stalk in certain region known as the thylakoid lamella or grana. The grana are interconnected by the system of loosely arranged lamella called the stroma lamella. Chlorophyll molecules are located on the membrane of the lamella in such a way that it can trap the maximum amount of lights. The cross section of the leaf, the outermost layer called as the epidermis, the lowermost layer called as the lower epidermis, the upper epidermis billowed by the palisade parenchyma and midrib region called as a vascular bundle, and lower side the sponge parenchyma and parenchyma also presented. The lower side more amount of stomata are presented. The stomata having the guard cells are presented and subsidiary cells also presented. The complete process of photosynthesis take place inside the chloroplast. The light phase occur in the grana and the dark phase occur in the stroma. The structure of chloroplast have a double membrane structure, the inner membrane and outer membranes. The stroma also presented, the grana also presented, thylakoid, the coin-like thylakoid also presented, the lumen also presented. Mechanism of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis on the whole is nothing but an oxidation reduction process in which photolysis of water H2O is oxidized and CO2 is reduced in carbohydrate. The reduction of CO2 to carbohydrate levels needs ATP and NADPH2. Solar energy is trapped by chlorophyll and is stored in the form of chemical energy, and as reducing power NADPH2, and the energy of ATP are utilized is conversion of CO2 to carbohydrates. The production of ATP and NADPH2 is a light dependent process, while a reduction of CO2 to carbohydrate is light independent process. The overall mechanism of photosynthesis occur in two phases: light dependent phase or light reaction or Hill reactions. Light independent phase or dark reaction or Bachmann reactions. Light reactions occur in the granum of chlorophyll. Light energy leads to the production of major substances, that is oxygen, ATP and NADPH2. The dark reactions occur in the stroma part of chlorophyll. It involves a series of biochemical reactions occurring after the other in the cyclic manner, which utilize the assimilatory power of light reactions and convert the carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. This is called as a dark reaction or Calvin cycle. The whole reactions can be studied in three parts: acceptors of CO2 by the CO2 acceptor RuBP carboxylase, and utilization of ATP and NADPH2, regeneration of ribulose biphosphate. This process starts with the acceptor of 6 molecule of CO2 by 6 molecule of ribulose biphosphate, forming 12 molecules of 3 carbon compounds, which utilized 18 molecules of ATP and 12 molecule of NADPH2 and form 1 molecule of glucose and regenerate all 6 ribulose biphosphate. Final reaction as follows: 6 CO2 plus 12 NADPH2 plus 18 ATP gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 12 NADPH plus 18 ADP plus 18 phosphate plus 6H2O. All the end of the cycle, carbohydrate is synthesized and ribose biphosphate is regenerated. Calvin and Benson discovered the cycle. Hence, this cycle is known as a Calvin-Benson cycle. Thus, combining the process of light and dark reactions, the complete process of photosynthesis results the formation of 1 molecule of glucose, 6 molecule of oxygen, and gives back to 6 molecule of water. Factors affecting the photosynthesis, one is sunlight, second chlorophyll, third one carbon dioxide, the last one called as water. The sunlight, it is the ultimate source of light of photosynthesis in green plants. Only 2% of total solar energy reaching the earth is used for photosynthesis. And the second one, chlorophyll. It is the most important pigment molecules involved in the photosynthesis. It is the green pigments found in the chloroplast embedded in the thylakoid membranes. The third one, let us say carbon dioxide. It is an important raw material for photosynthesis. Green plants take carbon dioxide from the surrounding and convert it into carbohydrate by the process of photosynthesis. Land plants take carbon dioxide in gaseous form, which enter the leaf through the stomata present in the epidermal layer. The aquatic plants take carbon dioxide is dissolved in the form which is taken through the general surface of the body. There are large number of thin pores of the surface of leaves called as stomata. The minute pores is the epidermal layer. Each pore is guarded by the two kidney-shaped guard cells which regulate the opening and closing of stomata. Gases exchanging in plants take place through the stomata. The final one called as water. It is an important raw material for photosynthesis. Water accelerates the presence of light to release electron and protons which move through the electron transport system to generate the assimilatory powers NADPH2 required for carbohydrate formations. Molecular oxygen is released which goes into the atmosphere. Plant absorb water from the soil through root which is transported upward through the xylem vessels to the leaves where it reaches the photosynthesis cells and utilized in photosynthesis. Respiration. Respiration involves exchanging gases, that is breathing and also oxidase of food to release energy. Breathing and respiration. Both breathing and respiration are required for living organisms. Generally, breathing and respiration are often considered the same. However, there is a great difference between the two terms. Breathing is a constant process where you breathing in and out constantly throughout the day. It is the process of taking in oxygen, expelling carbon dioxide. Respiration is a process where the body breaks down glucose with the help of oxygen. It is a part of metabolic process where energy is released while carbon dioxide and water are produced. Respiration is an oxidative process occurring within living cells by which the chemical energy of organic molecules is released in the series of metabolic steps involve the consumption of oxygen and liberation of carbon dioxide and waters. As the process of respiration takes place inside the cells, it is also known as cellular respiration. It is essential for life because provide energy for carrying out all the life process which are necessary to keep the organism alive. Types of respiration: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respirations. Aerobic respiration, it is a process of cellular respiration that uses oxygen in order to break down respiratory substances, then release energy 38 molecules of ATP are released for every glucose molecules breakdown. It takes place in the mitochondria of the cell. It involves the complete break glucose molecule into the carbon dioxide and waters. The equation of aerobic breakdown in glucose. Glucose is converted to the form of pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is converted to carbon dioxide, water and 38 ATP molecules. Anaerobic respiration. It is the process of cellular respiration that takes place in the absence of oxygen. There is involved the breakdown of respiratory substrate and little energy is released. Two molecules of ATP are released for breakdown of glucose molecule. It takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Mitochondria is not involved. Incomplete breakdown of respiratory substrate release the energy. End product is either lactic acid as in the muscle cells or ethanol in yeast. Glucose is converted in the form of pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is converted in the form of lactic acid. The difference between aerobic and anaerobic respirations. Aerobic respirations presence in the oxygen. Anaerobic respiration absence of oxygen. Aerobic respiration complete breakdown of glucose. Anaerobic respirations incomplete breakdown of glucose. Aerobic respiration end product or carbon dioxide and waters. Anaerobic respiration end product or ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxides. Aerobic respiration energy liberated in large quantity 38 ATP molecules occur normally throughout the life. Anaerobic respirations energy liberated in small quantity 2 ATP from one molecule of glucose. Anaerobic respiration occurs temporarily for short periods. Respiration in plants. The respiration plants is continuous day and night. The oxygen of this air space which comes through the stomata and in the leaves, stems, diffuse in the tissues of cells of the plants after getting dissolved in the film of water present cells. In the cells, this oxygen oxidates the carbohydrate and the other organic compounds into carbon dioxide and water to energy. Some amount of carbon dioxide is used in the process of photosynthesis. The rest of carbon dioxide and some of it collected in the airspace from where the pass out of the exterior through the lenticels and stomata. The stomata are the almost enclosed by two guard cells which is surrounded by the several subsidiary cells. Exchanging of the gases by root. Root take up oxygen by the process of diffusion. Root hairs are the connected with the oxygen and of the soil. Oxygen diffusion to the root pass into other cells. Carbon dioxide from the root cell similarly move out into the soil. And exchanging of gas stem. The aerial part of the plant do not have root hairs covered with the protective layer of dead cells having small openings called as lenticels. Through the lenticels, gases exchanging occur between the soil and inner living cells. The woody plants, the bark has lenticels for gases exchanging. Exchanging of gas by leaf. The tiny aperture found on the surface of the leaf are called stomata. The oxygen diffused through the stomata and find its way into the cell of the leaf. When the concentration of carbon dioxide increase, stomata open to release into the atmosphere. Transportations in plants. All the cells need oxygen, water, minerals and organic food from the survival and maintenance. Lower organisms may be unicellular and they are obtained directly from the environment, but most of the organisms are multicellular and they cannot do some specialized cell pick up the substances from the environment. Some substance or synthesis to the organism by another group of specialized cell. All this need to be distributed to the other parts of organism. The coordinate process of carrying out proper distribution of minerals among the cells is called as transportation. Transportation of minerals in plants. Transportation system in plants is simple and less elaborate compared to animals because plants are less active and require less supply of material either from outside or that synthesized by the plant themselves. Necessary for transport of substance in plants. Root have a transport of water to different part of plants. Water act as a solvent and react in the cell metabolisms. Root transport minerals, iron that are required for growth and developments. For chlorophyll synthesis, for healthy plant growth, for developments. Transportation plants. In plants, the transport of water and minerals from the root to all part of the plant take place through the xylem. There is a continuous absorption of waters and minerals from the soil by root hairs. This produce a force of pushes water is upward directions. Transport of water from the surface of leaf also produce pulling force which causes the water to move upwards. The food synthesis by the leaves is transported in various parts of the plants for the purpose of storage of consumption through phloem. In plant transport stem mainly consist of tube-like structures, xylem and phloem organized in different ways in different plants. Absorption of water and minerals. Absorption of water may be defined as the movement of water from soil to xylem of the root or lateral transfer. Water and minerals dissolve in the move up to leaves from the root through the tracheids and vessels. Maximum absorption of waters is allowed by root hairs. Root hairs are a delicate tubular elongation of epidermal cells of root. Water absorption takes place by two methods. Passive mechanism in which root system would like to passive channel through which water is literally pulled inside. Active mechanism which water either move along the increasing the osmotic pressures gradients or some carrier substances in the wall of root bind with water and carry it to inner tissues. Most minerals required by the plants are absorbed by the root from soil. Plant absorb minerals. This soil is two ways. One is a passive, another is a active absorptions. Passive absorption of minerals ions into the root occurs by diffusion. Molecules or ions diffuse from a region of their higher concentration to a region of lower concentrations. Active absorption of minerals ions against the concentration gradients is called as active absorptions. Such movement of minerals uses energy for this which is supplied by ATP. Transport of food and other substances. The transport of photosynthesis from the production of center leaves to consumption center through the phloem is called as a translocation of organic foods. Translocation. Carbohydrates are synthesized in the leaves. Hormones which are required for the growth and developments are mainly synthesized at the shoot and root tips. Carbohydrate and hormone synthesis is one part of the plant needs to be transported to other part of the plant. This takes place through the channel of phloems. Soluble carbohydrate, sucrose enter into the phloem elements from mesophyll cells of the leaf. The concentration of sucrose in phloem of the leaf is high while it is low in the phloem of other part of the plant as sucrose is continuously being used in the spot without being manufactured. Thus, sucrose moves from the region of higher concentration to region of lower concentration through the phloem. That is, sucrose move from the region of synthesis to region of utilization. Sucrose to move the upward, downwards, and also its lateral directions. Hormones or some minerals are also transported by phloem in the same way. The transport of soluble substances like sucrose, hormones, and minerals from the site of synthesis to site of utilization by the phloem is called as a translocation. Sucrose is transferred into phloem using the energy from ATP. Transpiration. The loss of water from the tissues of aerial part of the plants in the form of vapors is called transpirations. Transpiration may be of four types: stomatal transpiration, cellular transpiration, lenticular transpiration, Park transpirations. Stomatal transpiration, this type of transpiration take place through the stomata. This it occurs, the maximum transpiration take place in a plant. So, cuticular transpirations, the surface of the plants is covered by the thin layer of cuticle through which water vapors is lost during the transpiration. This is called as a cuticular transpirations. Lenticular transpiration, this is the loss of water vapor through the lenticels. The lenticels called as lens-shaped cells. Park transpiration, some amount of water vapors in the almost lost through the park of the plant. Importance of transpiration. Transpiration is responsible for uptake of water from the soil. It is responsible for movements of water and dissolved minerals from the roots to different part of the plants. It results in cooling of the plant surface, thereby production it from excessive heat.